All right, welcome back. So we're going to continue on with this because the goal of this series is to get myself to a place where I can. So if we go to let's go to Hugging Face quick. Hugging Face is your one-stop shop for everything AI. I urge you right now, if you've never heard of Hugging Face, go to Hugging Face right now, create an account on Hugging Face because one of the things it does is just puts everything in one place. Like where would you have to go to get Llama 4 Scout, which was released 2 days ago? Well, you'd have to be following Facebook. You'd have to go you'd have to go to their GitHub repository. So you'd have to follow Facebook and you're not gonna like basically, long story short, somebody's doing anything you would have to do to monitor for new models and releases in AI is already being done on Hugging Face. So just go to Hugging Face. You can see we've got models. Uh, Llama 4 Scout was released 2 days ago, and it was added 2 days ago. So it's all right there. And not only that, forget about Llama 4 Scout. Start building. It's like I'm sure you don't have, if you're here watching me, like you're probably not, you probably don't have access to like H100s. You probably don't have your own. I mean, if you do, great. Like, welcome. That'd be amazing. But what I'm saying is, there's 1.5 million models here. So what you do is um, you take your gear that you already have. So I have a GTX my well let's do it with my free one. So I have a NVIDIA RTX 2060 that I use for everything, right? So it's like it's utilized, right? Like if I want to play a game, it's going to run on that. Just like for stuff on my computer, it's gonna use that. So like I'd have to rearrange my computer, which I might do at some point. I might replace it with my other GPU I got here from a friend for free. So the other one is an Asus. It's a little bit unclear what it is, but it's a actually yeah. So it's an Asus GPU. I think this is it. Nope, that's a laptop. Um, but you just kind of have to do a little bit of guesswork to figure out what it actually is. So I'm reading the labels on it. Oh, and it says it right there, obviously. It's a GTX 760. So, this was given to me from a friend of mine who um, was a kind of a big deal software developer 10, 15 years ago. So his computer that was just laying in his closet unused. He has all new gear now, and he's just kind of held on to this junk because he didn't want to pay for like computer recycling or whatever. He had storage space for it. He made a post saying he was just going to give it away to anyone who needs it, and if no one takes him up on it, he was finally going to take it to computer recycling. So it's like, I'll take it. So it's Windows 8 ready, but it's free. So I saved $60 on a RAID of one setup. That's 1 terabyte. The guy uses a 250 terabyte disk. So I have 4 times the capacity for my email, for my contacts and calendar and email too, if I so choose to set that up. So right there, $60 saved. Also, he gave me a set of monitors that have VGA ports on it. So like old monitors might have different ports that your new monitors don't have. That saved me from having. I do have a VGA monitor already, but it's trash. Like I've had it for like 20 years and it's breaking down. So like that saved me from having to get a new VGA monitor, which would have cost, it could have cost up to $100. So, you're just going to save, save, save. And on top of that, there's little annoying stuff like a SATA cable. It comes with SATA cables on it. So like, it would cost you like a few pennies, but you have to go out and order a SATA cable, and your project will be delayed by a few days for it to arrive. So I definitely recommend, if you're working on a project like this, definitely get some old gear. There's entire businesses, data recovery businesses are basically built on old gear. Because one of the things they do to get like an old mechanical drive working, is they have the same make and model laying around in their shop, so they pull parts from that, and then the burnt out part that caused the mechanical drive that they're recovering data from to fail, they can just do a transplant on that, get it working temporarily, and then pull the data out, and then they can keep that working drive too. So now they have like extra storage space. They don't have to go out and buy a drive for storage space. So don't go crazy with it. And if you're got a limited space and you're sharing it with other people, be considerate. First, it's just old junk. It's probably not going to save you. But if you're actively doing a project, that's the time where, yeah, you want to get that stuff. But if you're not doing anything, then yeah, don't have old junk just laying around for nothing unless you have a really good storage space. But anyways, I have a GTX 760. So let's go on TechCrunch and take a look at, or not TechCrunch, let's go on techpowerup.com. And here it is. So we can see the latest and the greatest. Oops, where's the, let's go back to, oh, here we go. So yeah, so I have a GTX 760. I have a specific retail board based on the design, but this is what it is ultimately. So it's 2 gigs, really not much performance. So if we look at my 2060 and look at the relative performance of that, um, that's going to be 3 times better. If we look at the latest and greatest, it's an order of magnitude better. Even the former latest and greatest, like I could buy a 4080 and have it be one full order of magnitude better than the other one and better than this. And these probably aren't even that expensive nowadays. So I'm definitely at some point going to do an upgrade. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's a 470. 4080, it's $1,000. So yeah, I don't know. Here's one for 850. They're going to be expensive for sure. Yeah, they're going to be expensive. But the latest one is it was just released very recently. That's going to be probably, yeah. So here it is, 3,000. So 1,000 is a damn good price, I would say, for 10xing your current setup. Like hell yeah, that sounds good to me. But the thing is, like, you should still be able to build. You should be able to experiment. You should be able to get good at using AI without breaking the bank. So like if you have, so like you can get it. Um, you can get it so that it's let's see here. Oh yeah, so you can double your capacity. Oh, and we have to go back to the other. Yep, to the other drive here. So you can double your capacity, which is pretty good upgrade, 200%. So what's the first one? We got a 200%. So here we go. Um, uh, l- here's a GTX 1660. Let's take a look at how much this is. 6. There you go. You got 6. That's the same amount of my, yeah. So $100. There you go. So that's probably a good deal. So, but to get this old hardware doing something meaningful, you have to use a model that's compatible with it. So all you got to do is go into Hugging Face, um, and then let's see here, full text search. Um, so it'd be nice if you could just get all of the models in a spreadsheet and feed them to ChatGPT, because we've got a million models. We've got 1.5 million models. Um, Not sure how to do that. That would be really good. So let's do that. I mean, if one thing it can do is just go through all the pages. So go through all these. So the first thing we're going to have it do is go through all these pages, um, P1 through P100, and collect each of the models listed. Okay, and then we're going to say 2. We're going to say 3. We're going to say etc up to 100. Okay, so I mean that's a 1.5 million models. It's not going to give us a list of 1 million, unfortunately. Okay, so to collect a comprehensive list of models from Hugging Face across multiple pages, you can utilize the HF API class from Hugging Face Hub Python package. Um, okay, so we could do that. We could do this over Python. So what I'm looking to do is so I have a GTX 790, and I want to know which models are compatible with that GPU. So how do I do that? How do I filter out the models that will work with this GPU? Okay, so we got to understand the constraints. It's old, relatively old. It's got 2 gigs of VRAM, no native support for modern deep learning frameworks, so it can't use PyTorch with CUDA versions. So we're gonna face some limitations. Yeah, and this is a retail model, so it's only got 2, I think. Yeah, the architecture is quite old. So Hugging Face models typically list their compatibility indirectly through model size, model family, and architecture. Your GPU limits will focus primarily on VRAM size and CUDA compute capability. So we're going to need smaller models. So GPT-2 small. So, we're going to deal with um, yeah, so larger models will not run due to high memory. Okay, so we can do kind of filtered searches like this. Let's try that. Political tweets. Okay, so this is why go to Hugging Face right now, create an account. Because like, where else are you gonna find? I have 20,000 models that I can play with on my old uh, GTX 760. So like, where else are you going to find that? Now you can pay for a for like Google Colab, AWS, a cloud OpenAI API. You can pay for an API, which might be a better deal. But Hugging Face has data sets. It has basically like hosting spaces for rapid prototyping, not for like a professional thing, but it's I'm a fan. So yeah, just sign up and you can find me and follow me. You can follow people as well. Okay. Yeah, so we can run Distilbert. So let's see what we can do with this. What can I do with Distilbert? So Distilbert is a compact, efficient version of BERT. Um, so so we can do natural language processing. So we can do a number of we can do text classification. So we can do spam detection, sentiment analysis, intent classification, spam versus non-spam, um, customer support. You can analyze resumes, tag people. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. And I am using 4.5. I'm using the Pro version, but you could do something like basically just use the stuff you already have, and Hugging Faces well, empowers you to do that. All right, so moving on. So where I left off was the guide very strongly recommended skipping a certain part. So this, so right now I'm on Home Assistant to control your air conditioners and full smart home control. But before that was self-managed email. So the guide said multiple times, do not do this, do not do this, do not do this. Um, and it gives some reasons at the beginning for why not to do this, and they're kind of funny reasons. So the first reason is you'll regret it later. It's messy and complicated, and just because you can doesn't mean you should. So absolutely do not do this is what the guide is saying. So of course I went through the guide and saw if I could do it. But ultimately I decided it made a lot of sense not to do it um, because if you go to so you have to set up. So I can send an email to anyone now. Like I can send emails. If I go to my inbox here, I can send an email to like it should go through and not and I'll pause it and log in. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So like I can still send emails. If I create a new email, we're going to write a new message in the same window. I'll send it to myself. Say test email. Say this email is just a test. Okay, and then hit send. Like I should be able to send that email. Let me go off camera, just so I'm not showing my personal email any more than I already have, and see if I receive that email. All right, I'm back. So you'll just have to take my word for it. I did not receive the email, but as you saw, there was no error. It was sent successfully. There's nothing that came back that said that the email didn't work. We could probably try a temporary mail service. So like we can go to temporary mail and get temporary disposable mail, and then so it's going to load my temporary email address. and it should show my, yeah, my temporary inbox. So it's just gotta. So now we might be able to send an email here. Let's try it. Okay, so now we sent an email out. You see, there's no errors about it. Nothing coming back in through the email through the inbox saying that it failed to send. So we'll hit refresh. Okay, so even through here, it looks like, yeah, it looks like it's waiting for incoming mails and it's still, huh, okay. And the guide talks about this. So basically, what it says in the guide is, email is like one of the first big problems we got in the internet is spam. Like people just, whatever reason, they're trying to get rich quick. They're just, mean people. They're, whatever reason, there's incentives out there for people to spend as many emails out as they possibly could, as rapidly as they could, to as many people as they could. So people started doing that, and that became something that had to be addressed. And the way that was addressed was these big companies like Gmail rose up and started offering spam services, because otherwise you log into your email, and it's still this way today, but at least they put it in like different tabs. They kind of organize it a bit, but you log in, you've got a million emails from everywhere around the world, all about special pills you can take to gain a few inches and not on your vertical jump. So we had to sacrifice some freedom to send and receive mail from our own personal servers to overcome this problem of spam. So most places, if you send it from a kind of a rogue server like this that doesn't have a reputation out on the internet for being credible, it's just not even going to be received at all. Like in the ether, it's going to be lost. It's going to be lost in the ether. It's not even going to get to its destination, even though it will send it. Even though it will send it without errors. So the solution to that is you can use a reputable email service. You can use Gmail. You can use Proton Mail. You can use some. So it says here, no man is an island. None of your mail is going. So is going to go anywhere without an SMTP relay. So that's the other option. You can basically reputation launder your server by buying an SMTP relay. But the problem is that people aren't going to want to reputation launder you if you have a very bad reputation. So it's not so much about reputation laundering as much as it is about buying credibility for your server and being able to send with that credibility. If you don't send with credibility and you just send email from your home email server, it's going to get lost in the ether. No one's even going to deal with it. It's not even going to come into the spam filter to be rejected. It's going to be rejected by the firewall rules. So, the solution to that is to use something like Gmail, to use something that is accepted by these major inboxes, these major email services around the world. Or you can buy a good reputation for your server by using an SMTP relay. So how much is that going to cost you? Let's log in and find out. So we're going to go to pricing. We don't have to log in for this. So it's going to cost you $60, about $61 a month. um, which is perfect for smart startups and small businesses. Um, in addition to that, this gives you 50,000 emails to play with per month. Um, and it costs extra for extra emails beyond that. So it costs you a minimum of $60.50 a month. It'll cost you more once your business starts taking off and you have to send out more emails than you thought. Now you can go the $15 a month for solo developers and smaller teams. But let's go down here and take a look. So this inbound email, you can't receive emails at the $15 a month tier. So like this is like something that's for a very small, unusual use case. So like when businesses send out, let's say a business, like how many employees work at Amazon? So let's say how many employees work at Amazon? How many employees work at Amazon? So there are 1.5 million employees at Amazon. So there are a lot of companies out there that have. Let's ask it this next. So how many companies in the United States have more than 125 employees? So that already we'll just um, so there we go. Let's find out the answer to this. Oh, 125. Sorry, I meant 125,000. 125,000 is what I meant. So, oh, okay, wow, okay. There aren't that many. Wow, okay, okay. But I mean, even then, like there's a lot, right? There's one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like 12 listed here, and I'm sure there's more than this. So, but that's the use case this is for is like say you have to email your company some update about like their insurance plan, so you have to send out 100,000 emails to each of your employees, um, you know and you don't care about replies, getting things back. This for solar developers and small teams. Say you have a business with less than 10,000 employees. That's the kind of use case this is for, is like if you're reading this guide, if you're watching my channel, like you're probably not doing this. Like maybe one day like you'll have to, which would be good, but like you can't receive any inbound email. You can't do the things that most email users value. You are only able to do things for like a special case. Most likely, um, the special case being you own a business. So I'm going to skip this. It makes no sense. The guide says to skip it. It's $15 a month if you don't want to receive any emails, which I don't understand why I would want to do that. I guess I could have a email list, but I feel like there's better ways to do that for cheaper. And then if you want to actually receive emails, $60 a month is too much for me. But I guess yeah, you can't receive emails through your SMTP relay. I wonder if you can receive them direct to your. But then it's you're gonna get a million spam emails, and it's gonna saturate your disk on your Ubuntu home server. So yeah, don't do this. Self-hosting email is a high maintenance, complicated task. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. It's a decision you might regret later, and it's one that's going to cost you in time and money. So moving on, Home Assistant to control your air conditioners and full smart home control. All right, so we got some screenshots here. So what is Home Assistant? Home Assistant allows you to control everything from your lights to your air conditioner to your car's remote start, all within an open source system that you control. It is a system that works with plugins developed by open source devs around the world who are just as frustrated as you are that the smart home future we were promised is chock full of spyware, subscriptions, and enshittification. We're going to be using this to adjust an air conditioner's temperature. So if we're going to be home early, we can tell it to turn on remotely a little earlier without allowing the AC to connect to the internet. It is also for getting alerts when someone walks by one of our security cameras. So that's probably a good use case. The air conditioning, I mean, I don't know, like you can probably spend 10 or 20 minutes in unoptimal weather. Just put your air conditioning on. It doesn't have to be perfect all the time. But where it could really help, I think, is home cooking, because there's things like smart plugs that can tie back to your so like yeah, if you stand up a small access point on your home networks, you plug it into one of your switches or one of your switch ports. Then you can tie back all of your smart plugs to that, and then you can turn on. So you can just put like something like stuff that you're cooking in there. Like a rice cooker is a good example, and some rice cookers come with like timers on them, but like you can get a cheaper one, and then you can like start the rice cooker. So like even one like this where it's just like a toaster oven, you just put it down. Um, just go to like Goodwill and get some cheap cooking stuff, and then hook them up to smart plugs, and then tie all the smart plugs back to your home network through an access point off of one of your switch ports, and then set all this home automation up, and then hit start when you're about to head home, and you'll arrive to fresh cooked ingredients for a home meal, assuming you set it all up in the morning, and assuming you're cooking stuff that can just sit like all day until they're ready to be cooked. So like an air fryer would be a good candidate, really good candidate. You just lay things out in the air fryer, then you turn the air fryer on. Um, but you also need gear that turns on immediately once the electricity is flowing in, and then turns off when you shut the. So basically, it needs to turn on when you plug it into the wall, turn off when you unplug it. It's kind of rare to find appliances like that. The good news is, though, a lot of older appliances work that way. So yeah, if you go to like Goodwill, something like that, St. Vincent de Paul, you can probably find older appliances that work by simply being plugged into the wall or not, and then you can get smart plugs like this, and you can turn the plug on or off over your VPN wherever you are in the world. But of course, you have to have things loaded up like in kind of an awkward. Like you should probably have most of your food in the pantry or the fridge, but like you can get a door air fryer. Yeah, you can get something like this, like a toaster oven. I guarantee you they have a million of these at any secondhand store you go to. They'll have a million of what are they called? Toaster ovens. Yeah, toaster oven. So old toaster oven. I guarantee you they have like something like this. Like I guarantee you they have at least five of these at any secondhand store you go to at any time. Like they're gonna have at least five like vintage sort of toaster ovens like this. And this would be perfect, like because it's got a, it's like putting it in a pantry, right? It's got a door that closes, so you just put your food in there, or you make up like a dish, put it in there. Look at this one. This one has a three-in-one, so you can get the coffee, the toast, all of that. Um, you just put that in there, and then you walk into to like a meal already. And the other thing this would be great for, actually, this is probably the best use case, is like, let's say you work in an office and you set it up so that you can walk to and from your house in 5 to 15 minutes, which is like the ideal setup. So you can walk to, so it's a half an hour round trip to your home. So you can, for your half hour, so you can, if it's let's say it's a 15-minute walk, which ideally you'd have it be a 5 to 15 minute walk if you are working on site, to get like the best lifestyle possible while working on site. So now, even though it's just that short walk, let's say it's 15 minutes, you get a half an hour of walking when you walk to work in the morning, half an hour of walking when you walk back after work, and now you can have another half an hour working walk during lunch. So lunch starts, you get an hour for lunch, presumably. You pull out your phone, do your VPN, hit start. In the morning before you left, you prepped your retro 3-in-1 family size breakfast station. And you're walking 15 minutes, it's cooking everything. Makes you a cup of coffee. It makes you say you've got a lot of toast in there. Say you've got some like potatoes or some whatever, um, in there. Now you're walking 15 minutes, you're home. It's all fresh. It's all smelling good. You sit down. You have a full half an hour to enjoy it. Maybe read something while you're eating it, and now you've got a 15 minute walk back. So now you're walking an hour a day out in the sun, which is really good for you. It's a huge health promoting habit. And now you have time to have a home cooked meal. Otherwise, you'd have to, start it at that time, and you wouldn't have any time to eat it. You'd have time to cook the meal, but you wouldn't have any time to eat the meal. So this sort of system can make that kind of lifestyle possible, where you actually get to go out uh, in outside and take a walk and do health promoting habits. Otherwise, in our society, it's just impossible. The obesity epidemic is not. It's not just because people are choosing to be obese. It's because we live in an obesogenic environment. So you can make your environment less obesogenic. All right. So what is Home Assistant? Home Assistant. Okay, I already read that. So step one, installing Home Assistant. Download the Home Assistant KVM image and prepare it for use. So go to the official Home Assistant website, find the KVM image. So scroll down to the section titled KVM Vert Manager. So Control F for that. Oh, here it is, QCOW images. Okay, so I'll say this is my D drive because I got more space there. All right, so click the link to download the latest KVM, qcow.xz. I don't know if mine was an XZ, but yeah, that's kind of the only option, so I think that's right. Uh, Alternatively, you can download directly from the GitHub link here. So you're gonna download that image from the official Home Assistant GitHub releases. I think I got it right. Note this file version will change over time, so make sure you are downloading the latest release. I'm pretty sure I am. Make sure you grab the one for KVM VirSH Virtual Machine Manager in Linux, not the VirtualBox one. So yeah, it's really clearly it's clear. So did it right. So step three would be download and unzip the image. So once the image is complete, you'll need to unzip the file, run the following command to decompress the file. Now, I'm not sure. So, yeah, okay. The guide is being a little bit uh, annoying here. So, um, download and unzip. So once the download is complete, you'll need to unzip the .qcow2.xz file. Run the following command to decompress the file. Make sure the file reflects the version you downloaded, as it may vary. So step 4, move the unzipped image to the correct directory. Move the decompressed .qcow2 file to your virtual machine images directory. I mean, we could just download it from there. Yeah, so see, it wants you to do this on a particular device. So, I don't make the same mistake I made here. I downloaded it to my D drive. So let's get rid of all of this, and then let's get rid of this as well, and then we can get rid of the yeah, we'll get rid of this Debian image too. It takes a lot of space. Uh, oh, where is the file I just downloaded? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of that. You want to do this on your .2 server, I think. No, you want to do it on your .3. Yeah, you want to do it on your .3, I think. I don't know. I wish it were, see, I wish the guide were more clear about this. If this is a beginner guide, they should be more clear about this. You do it on .2, for sure. You do it on .2, no doubt. No doubt. Okay, so let's get on .2. Okay, so I'm on .3 right now, so we'll exit that. And we'll get on .2. Okay, and now we'll just download it directly on .2. So we'll go here. There we go. We'll do a sudo ls. There you go. So we got one image on there. So let's download it directly to there. So I think, yeah. So we can download it. So if we do a copy link, oh, I did save link rather than copy link. Copy link address, and I think we can do a wget. Yeah, so, and then sudo ls. Oops, where did we download it? Oh, permission denied. We got to do a sudo wget. There we go. So this is better now. You don't have to deal with like an FTP file transfer or something like that. Just do it right where you need it. So sudo ls. Yeah, and we got it there. So now we got to unzip it. And everything's going to have permission denied in this, so just use a sudo. This is a protected area of the system, so it's all going to have permission denied. All right, and I will take my blood pressure. I have a feeling working on this, my blood pressure will be high. All right, so there we go. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, it looks like this XZ file just went away. Usually that's not how it works. Usually it preserves the original file. But anyways, that looks like how it's supposed to be. So there we go. It's in the right area. So now we're gonna change the permissions. Okay.
Thank you. Your blood pressure is.
Yeah, blood pressure's not so good. 130 over 90. Yeah.
Attention.
So set the right permissions to make sure it is readable and writable by the owner, not everyone else. So we had to change the ownership. So we had to change the ownership so that it's owned by the virtual machine user and group. Now that we changed the ownership, we need to change the permissions. So we haven't changed the permissions yet. We've only changed the ownership. All right, so let's see if this matches the screenshots here. Oh, well, the screenshot said to, oh, right, yeah, okay, so to go to the installation, yeah, down, perfect, yeah. So it
Thank you.
looks quite a bit different. Oh, yeah, this looks exactly the same.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, blood pressure is not so good.
Attention.
All right, so let's go on the next one. Oops. All right, 1.2. Install the Home Assistant virtual machine on Ubuntu Server Linux. Before we choose local install media when installing Ubuntu Server to our virtual machine for MailCow. Okay, that's what we did before. But Home Assistant is a little different. It's an operating system that is all ready to go. It's installed, configured, etc. We're going to be choosing the import existing image
Thank you.
option
Your blood
to boot
pressure
it up.
is. Systolic pressure.
All right, blood pressure is 130 over 90 about, which is not good, especially with the new blood pressure standard. All right, so open Virtual Machine Manager, right-click on the desktop of your Ubuntu server. Okay, so I forget how to get into it that way. No router. Oh, it's got to be about 5. That's going to trip me up every time. All right, so now let's see what's next. So history. Yeah, okay, so command 130. Oh, it's already. Um, how did I? Uh, shoot, I gotta go back and find that command that I was using. Yeah, so I ran this command, but I already used that command. Oh, it's this. Got it. So that's on my actual. There we go. Okay, perfect. So then applications, system, virtual machine manager. Okay, so now we got some screenshots to go through. So create new virtual machine. Import existing disk image and next or forward. Okay, provide the storage path. So we're going to browse, and then we're going to select the HAOS. HA standing for Home Automation. Choose volume, I think. Okay, then we're going to click forward. Oh, so we got to select an OS. So we're going to go here. We're going to type generic Ubuntu 2022, as it says down here. It matches, so we click forward. Okay, memory, we're going to shrink this down to 2048. It's very difficult to use this option here. All right. So I'm just holding down the plus sign. This is easier way to get there, I think. Because it increments, it looks like it increments by, oh no, it does increment one at a time. All right, that wasn't so bad. So 2048, 2 cores, looks good. So hit forward. All right, so we are going to click customize configuration before install. We're going to do network selection BR0. Looks good. And we'll do finish. Okay, so now we've got to change the firmware to .fd. So it's going to be this bottom one here. Looks good. So I'm not sure if I have to click save or anything. Let's open this up. Oh, and I switched desktops. Easy to switch back though. Okay, so let's see if I have to click save. Yeah, I have to click apply. Got it. Okay, so then we're going to get to, oh yeah, so then we're going to actually turn the machine on, the virtual machine. Oh, I think we can click begin installation. Let's look at what the text says. All right, so this is self-managed email, which makes no sense to do. Let's see. Yeah, so this is part of the self-managed email section. We want the home assistant section. Okay, so yeah, okay, so here's the okay. So I think we can click begin installation. Yeah. That's what we have to do. It doesn't. Well, it should say that in the text. So 1.2 install the. So it should say begin installation, or it should say, maybe it says not to click that. But anyways, let's read this. So 1.2, install the Home Assistant virtual machine on Ubuntu Server Linux. So before we choose local install media when installing Ubuntu Server to our virtual machine for MailCow, but Home Assistant is a little different. We read that already. So you open uh, Virtual Machine Manager, right-click on the desktop of your Ubuntu server, navigate to Applications, System Virtual Machine Manager, create a new virtual machine. Once Virtual Machine Manager is open, click on Create a new virtual machine. In the wizard that appears, choose the option Import Existing Disk Image. Unlike the past virtual machine where we were installing an operating system from scratch, this is an image of an operating system that has already been installed and configured elsewhere. Therefore, all we need to do is import it. Select the Home Assistant image. When prompted, choose an installation image. Browse to that and select .qcal image. Did that. Choose the operating system type. Did that. Set the memory. Um, so assign two CPUs to the image. Definitely did that. Um, name the virtual machine. I'm not sure if I did that. Um, Customize configuration before beginning. Set firmware to UEFI. Do not choose the one that says SEC boot. Did that. Set up this virtual machine to start every time the host computer reboots by typing this into a terminal on your host computer. So the host computer is the .2. So here we go. So this is where we type it in. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think I didn't set it. I didn't set the machine name right. Yeah, the name is that. So let's shoot. Let's see if we can. We might need to wipe it away to. Yeah, we can't rename it. Okay. Well, maybe it just needs to be shut down to be renamed. Yeah, yeah, it just needed to be shut down. Okay, I should have to click apply. Yeah, apply. Okay, now we can boot it back up and it should be good. Should be named correctly. So maybe this command will work now. Oh, yeah, this command worked now. So before it wasn't named that, so it failed to get the name. But now it is marked as auto started. Perfect. All right, so check that this is set up properly by typing this into your .2 machine and seeing if the auto start line is set to enabled. Okay. Enable. Got it. If you don't do this, you will realize once it is too late and you've left your house after you have rebooted your server for whatever reason, that none of your services are working. This will suck. So very important to do that. All right, and I feel like I need a break here, just to go out and take like a 15-minute walk. I just feel like I need to do that. So I'm going to pause it and go do that and be right back. All right, welcome back. So I took my break, so it should be good to go for quite a while longer. So let's see where we're at here. Okay, I think this is where we're at. So yeah, we did that. Yep, did this to there. Yep, verified that. Perfect. So now we got that next set of screenshots. So we need to verify that it's got an IP. It does. Okay. I need to then follow along with the instructions. So 2.1, start the virtual machine. In Virtual Machine Manager, locate your Home Assistant virtual machine and start the VM. Did that. Wait for the machine to boot up fully. Totally should have by now. I took a long break. 2.2, identify the IP address. Once the virtual machine has finished booting, check the console within Virtual Machine Manager. You will see an IP address displayed. For example, .16. Mine was .17. We did not install this operating system like with the previous MailCow mail server installation. We imported someone else's installation. This means that we do not have its IP address, nor were we given an opportunity to set up Home Assistant with a static IP yet. It is good to pay attention here so that you see its IP address and know where to find it. When it says the URL is uh, this is wrong. It is assuming that our domain is .local. Uh, by default, sets this to .home.arpa. If no IP address is displayed on the screen, you can check. You can also check your DHCP server or router like pfSense to find the IP assigned to the uh, Home Assistant VM. So you can go into it via pfSense and look at listed devices there. All right, so step 2.3, access Home Assistant web interface. So open a web browser on your local machine. All right, there we go, new tab. In the address bar, type the following to access the Home Assistant web interface. All right, boom, look at that, easy. At the time of writing this guide, Home Assistant will only load on HTTP without the S, so it says not secure there. By default when first started, not with the S. If you use their fully fledged HAOS virtual machine image, don't worry if you use their image. Don't worry, you won't break anything. You didn't break anything. So step 2.4, follow on-screen setup instructions. It'll tell you to wait up to 20 minutes to load. You'll be greeted by the Home Assistant setup wizard. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the setup. So there you go. So let's create my smart home. So now we're going to create a user account. So create a Home Assistant user account, enter a username, password, and any additional information required. I'll do that off camera. All right, I'm back. I didn't see where to set the units. I went through everything off camera because I have to give out like my home address and stuff. So I don't want to make that. I want to keep that. Let's go into settings and see if we can set the units from there. Um, so we'll go into system. Yeah, I don't general. Oh, here we go. So, yeah, unit system, U.S. customary was selected by default. Currency is going to be the U.S. dollar. Time zone, Central Time, so perfect. Everything was set by default based on me entering my location of it. So, yep, so configure location in units, that all the units filled in automatically when I enter my location. Add devices and services. Home Assistant will begin searching for devices on your network. Depending on your network configuration, devices may automatically be discovered. This is pretty cool. I like this. You don't have to trust them. It's open source, so you can see what it's doing while probing. This is not probing to mess with or spy on you. It is doing this to make your life easier, the thing technology was supposed to do for you. So 2.5 complete setup. Once you've created your account and finished the basic configuration, Home Assistant will finalize the installation and setup. You are now ready to take back your air conditioner from the proprietary cloud. And it can be anything. It can be a humidifier, dehumidifier. You can this should be pretty cool because you can hook it up to smart plugs. All right, so step three, configure Home Assistant with a static IP. So Home Assistant network configuration. So we're going to set it up with a static IP. Let's briefly look at each of the screenshots. Okay, so I didn't see that screen. I did see something that looked quite a bit like that. I did see that almost exactly. Started in Amsterdam. Um, yeah, but once I put my address in, it got my country automatically. I didn't check any of these on. And yeah, I didn't see that screen either, but I am at this overview screen that we can see there. Um, so let's see if we can set it to black. That would be nice. I definitely prefer that. Let's do system, general. Nope. Something like display maybe. All right. Well, it's fine. It doesn't have to be like that. Maybe my account. Oh, found it. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's better. I like that better. All right, so now that it'll match the screenshots closer as well. So now we're gonna configure it with a static IP. So open Home Assistant's network settings. So open the Home Assistant web interface. I already got it open. Then we're gonna go to settings here. We're gonna go to system and then network. Okay, then we're going to modify the network interface. In the network section, find the network interface. Um, so network interface, find the network interface. There we go, found it. Um, that Home Assistant is using. Click Configure next to the interface to edit its settings. Okay, so we're going to switch over to static. So switch to a static IP configuration. Change the network type from DHCP to static to manually configure the IP address. Set the following details. IP address. Enter the desired static IP address. .4. Let's use .4, just like the guide says. Don't want to stray from the guide. Gateway. Enter the IP gateway address, the IP of your pfSense router, which is .1. Got it there. A DNS server, enter the IP address of the DNS server, your pfSense's router IP, for example, .1, got it. Um, 3.4, save the configuration. Once you've set the static IP gateway and DNS, click Save to apply the changes. Home Assistant will now be reachable at the static IP address you configured. All right, so let's take a look at the screenshots. Yep, there we go. Went to System, went to Network, um, went to Configure Network Interfaces, and everything matches. Perfect. It's taking a bit of time to save, but that's okay. We still gotta open these, get through here. So once you set the static IP, yep. So read all that already. Oh, actually 3.5, save the configuration. Oh, this is actually listed here twice, but okay, no, no, not a big deal. All right, so the next section is to add a static mapping in pfSense. So we have to go to pfSense, log into your web browser, and navigate to the pfSense web interface. So we don't have a valid certificate. That's okay. We got a problem here. No problem now. We can log in, so I'll do that off camera. All right, I'm back. So I'm logged in. So let's just take a look at the screenshots. Screenshots make it really nice and easy. Diagnostics ARP table. Um, the next screenshot. I think we need to get the MAC address. Add static mapping. Yeah, we need to get the MAC address. We need to save that to our clipboard. So it's going to be at .4, Home Assistant, perfect. And you'll notice that the old entry's in there. So the reason that's in there is because our table entries remain in the table until they expire. So this is still going to be in the table for another 600 or so seconds. So even though this is a dead IP, we can't ping it, it doesn't exist anywhere, it's still going to exist in the table until it ages out. But you know what? We can just remove it from the table because it might cause, since the Mac is there, let's just remove it from the table. Might as well. All right, then they won't get confused with the MAC address belonging to two different IPs. So now we're going to go to services DHCP server LAN static mapping. Okay, we're going to add a static mapping. We've already got two there. Paste in the MAC address. Set the IP address. 192.168.5.4. Set the host name and description. Home Assistant. Looks good. All right, click save on that. Click apply changes. And I added all three of the machines we should have by now. So they all have static mapping. You should have one for .2, .3, and .4 for your Happy Cloud, your Ubuntu server, your two virtual machines running on it, your mail server and your Home Assistant. And that's what I got. All right, this is all exactly what I did, so I'm just going to skip reading this. Now, 3.94, make sure that this actually works. So after configuring the static IP and DHCP mapping, make sure Home Assistant is reachable at the assigned IP. So that's the first thing to check. And sure enough, it is. And I've got my credentials saved, I think. Nope. All right. Well, let me adjust my. Let me pause it and fix this. All right, I'm back. I've got that set up in my Google Password Manager better now. Let me clear out my clipboard. Okay, so 3.94, make sure this actually works after configuring the, so yep, you go here, that works. In pfSense, you can check status DHCP leases section to confirm that Home Assistant is using the correct IP address and that the static mapping is working. So let's do that. We'll go we'll go to 190, yep, 192.168.5, and my keyboard, my keyboard sometimes doesn't work. It's really annoying. Okay, there we go. I'll enter in my password off camera. Okay, I'm back. So now we can go to status DHCP leases, and there we go. Home Assistant has a oh, it still has the .17. But we can see the green arrow here is it's offline, so we can get rid of that. There's no reason for that .17 to still be on there. All right, refresh the page. Uh, so then we do have the, yep, so now that's gone, and we do have the .3 there. The .4, yep, right here, we got the .4, perfect. Okay, so now we've got the next set of screenshots here. Okay, now I do not have a thermostat that is a smart home thermostat. I just have like a manual one. Let me actually, I'm gonna walk over and see if it has any sort of Wi-Fi feature. I think it just has like a button or two on it. Yeah, there's no LCD screen on it at all. There's um there's only two buttons on it and two switches. The fan can go on or it can go to auto. The system can go off, cooler, heat, and then you can adjust the temperature. So no Wi-Fi settings, no nothing like that on my thermostat. So I don't know what the lease terms are, if I can just take that off and swap in my own. But um, if I want a automated smart home thermostat, I have to buy it myself. Um, so we would need a Venstar thermostat, and we would also need a Wi-Fi access point on my local network. So looks like it's not going to be it's not going to be cheap. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fair bit of money. Yeah, it's I'd be lucky to get it for under $100. Now this might be another good one where you can go to a secondhand store like Goodwill and maybe find a thermostat that is a decade old but still has Wi-Fi capability. It looks like if you want a touchscreen and Wi-Fi capability, you need to be prepared to pay at least $100. Yeah, anything under $100 is going to be non-programmable. So that's probably why mine doesn't have. Mine is so simple because they didn't want to spend more than $100 on getting me a thermostat, which is understandable. But yeah, this would be a fun find at a secondhand store, a thermostat. In fact, there's a dedicated in Austin. I'm pretty sure there's a dedicated Goodwill computer shop. Yeah, Goodwill Computer Works. In Austin, we have a specialized Goodwill store that basically has a very limited selection of like clothing and like has like primarily like computer stuff for sale. So like this would be a great place to go. I think most places probably don't have something like this, um, but Austin is has some good stuff going on. Ah, but it probably I think the pandemic probably blew it away, as it did a lot of businesses. But yeah, it would be worth a shot. And then you can get kitchen devices and smart plugs are pretty inexpensive. But you also need a an access point. There was a really good one. Dave's Garage talked about a wireless access point. Yeah, so yeah, so the yeah, so this is the access point he recommended, or PoE adapter. Oh, it has to have PoE. All right. Well, anyways, this is a guide to set up a piece of equipment that I don't have, so I need to get this piece of equipment somehow and install it. Oops. I think we can let's restart this virtual machine so that it gets a different IP. So it gets the static IP. All right. Yeah, so this is gonna cost quite a bit. Might get lucky at a like a secondhand store. That might be fun to go try to see if I can get lucky. I could do that today. Um, but you need a Venstar thermostat, and you also need you need Wi-Fi on your local network. You can't just plug it into your to the like you need it off the pfSense network. So I mean that'd be another one you might be able to get off of like Goodwill as well. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it here. This is kind of a good stopping point. Um, yeah, this is a really good stopping point. So let's stop the video um, right here. Step four, set up the yeah, step four. So yeah, so step four. Uh, we're gonna stop the video there because it looks like I need some hardware. I need to buy a Wi-Fi device, which honestly oh well, yeah. You know what? I think I have a Wi-Fi device already. Probably. Yeah, I think I might have that already. But I definitely don't have a smart thermostat, so um, it might be worth it to go out and do some shopping. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.